Yes, it is lifestyle, child of God in the building. Sorry about that, family. I have been away. I have to get life organized. Life has to get organized. Things need to be paid. I had to go do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping you guys are doing well out there. I hope you guys are praying in your word. And I hope that you guys are disciplined. Okay? It's a tough time that's coming around the corner that, you know, it's going to impact every last one of us. Every last one of us. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, how much you have, what you don't have. Judgment is here. And so what I want to talk to you about today is the Book of Esther. I know they're like, why is the Book of Esther? The Book of Esther and the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Oscars. Listen, I know everybody's been talking about this. A lot of people have good perceptions about it. A lot of people have, in my opinion, bad perceptions about it. But I wanted to talk about it finally. It's been a little minute. I kind of had to analyze a lot of people's opinions about, you know, what it is exactly that they feel about this, and like, what is the impact off of this slap? And so, family, it took me some time, but the Lord said the Book of Esther. I said, okay, so I have it here for us. Okay. Can you see that, family? What's this? Why is this here? Anyways, let me go. Okay, so now you can see the Book of Esther here. Now, I'm just gonna I don't want to waste your time. I know that time is precious and your attention span is valuable. So there was a queen, basically a synopsis of the story, which you can go to Esther 1 and get a synopsis of the story from there, at least from what I'm talking about. Queen Vashti. This is her, Queen Vashti. Now, she was married to this person. He's the king. And he called for her. And she did not come. And so let's read from 9 down. Let's read from 5 down. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all people that were present in the Shushan, the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace, where while green and blue hangings fastened with cords, fine linen, and purple, to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver upon a pavement of red, blue, and white, and black marble. And they gave them drink into vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse from one to another, and royal wine in abundance according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law, none did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Also, Vashti, the queen, made the feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded these folks, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of the king, to bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal. We all know crown royal as being some liquor. Yeah, hey, tell my woman, bring the crown royal and come downstairs. This is what he said. And so, to show up the people and the princess her beauty, because she was fine, right? It says, for she was fair to look on. She was fine. She was fair to look on. That means people be looking at her. She was fine. You heard me. But the queen Vashti refused to come to the king's commandment. Now, this is important. This is what I'm doing this on today. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Now, she refused to come to the king by his chamberlains. Therefore, was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment, and next unto him was Karshina, and some other folks, right? The 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she hath not performed the commandment of the king by the chamberlains. And this person answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only. Critical piece right here. So critical. Esther 1:12. Critical. And then Esther 16. 1:16. Because she did not do wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in the provinces of King, what his name is. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women. 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. The king, his name, commanded Vashti the queen to be brought to him, to be brought in before him, but she came not. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia, Media, say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. So the queen denied the king multiple times. And family, you know, back in those days, you couldn't deny nothing of the king. He was only in power because of the king. And so she denied him. And so this worried everyone, because how she treated the king, and that they knew back in the day, they were wise enough to know that if the queen acted in such of a manner, then once the other women find out, they're going to start treating their husbands. Remember, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. And so the whole thing about Jada and Will Smith is, the thing is like there's multiple meanings, and there's plenty of people out there that got in-depth meanings. Like, I mean, some really great translations of these actions that have a ripple effect on our culture. But Jada has been treating somebody that we look at as a king, and that is his queen, and she has been treating her king incorrectly, wrongly. I'm not there to judge. incorrectly. I'm just saying what she's doing is she's showing other women, and it's not just her, it's other women out here, other queens. They're showing other women how to treat their kings. And so in the Bible in Esther, the princes were like, whoa, we can't have that. Why? Because it says all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that the queen, Vashti, come no more before the king, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. And when the king's decree which shall make, and when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it was great, all the wives shall give their husbands honor, both great and small. And so they made a whole decree that you need to push the button on her. You need to eject, okay, and take from her estate. Because the king, what does it say? For his estate, for his empire, for it was great. So if his empire was great, whatever her part of the estate, it was great for, a queen. Are you hearing me? And so, family, Will Smith, something's going on, and I want us to pray for that brother, to pray for him to come out of the witchcraft, to pray for him to come out of the manipulation, the drama and the stress. He's got to come clean with himself and the world. It's secrets that hold us back like that. He can't be free. Right. They put out another video, I'm sure a lot of y'all seen it. And she was, Jada was like, oh, such and such. And you see the foolishness I have to deal with. And Will's just like, I just don't want you to record me. And he didn't yell at her, but he was like, just seemed really hurt and distraught. And, I just want women, especially black women, to really understand that, like, Jada only has something because of Will. Now, she's been there with him for quite some time, but she only has something because of Will. So Will, being the king, he can take it from her. But he's not being wise because she is ruling over him, and she threw him under the bus. So she didn't stand behind her man after he stood behind her and protected her in his mind, but also in a lot of other black women's minds, or women in general. So I definitely wanted you guys to see that. I definitely wanted you guys to see what I found in the word about that. And so, women are learning. This is how they learn. And so I also blame the music that encourages women, especially black women, encourages violence, that they want to see their man do violence. That makes him manly. Listen, men have been to war in history. And it's an ugly, disgusting thing. I've never been to war, but this is what the elders tell me, and I respect my elders. And why would you want him to give? I've known so many people that fought for their partner, girlfriend, wife, whatever, and they, one in specific almost lost his life He did bag and secure the woman, though. But he almost lost his life in a fight, a one-on-one fight with someone who pulled a weapon on him and utilized that weapon. And it was very dangerous. And that man could have lost his life for something a woman had done and or, her allowing access, but also just, a lot of men, especially in the music, want other men's women. And like, it's just so interesting that that is a thing, because the word definitely says, don't touch your neighbor's wife and don't want what your neighbor has. And so what do? But, this is the message. It's critical that we think about these things. It's critical to understand what this ripple effect is going to do to our culture. Ever since Will at the Oscars slapped Chris Rock, there has been some super violent situations. We got violence in New York subway and the Brooklyn subway. A YouTuber. And who the hell he thought he was? He was out here with flash grenades, okay, then shooting people. He thought he was in a goddamn video game. I don't know what's up with that, brother. You got the mass shooting in Pennsylvania. I think that was yesterday. You got another mass shooting in at the South Carolina Mall. I think it was South Carolina, the mall. And these are close in proximity of each other. Family, it's critical that we figure out what are the consequences, but the effects, the cause and the effect. See the cause, but what are the effects of the cause? It's critical that we think about that and prepare ourselves and stay humbled, stay balanced. We need to pray, stay in the word, keep good people around you, use discernment. That's what your feelings are for. And yes, I got to get out of here. So I can't be on here too long. I want you guys to hear me. I hope you hear me. And so I'm getting off this and, we're going to play some music. It's lifestyle, a child of God. West Side shit. Peace. I'm out of here. And y'all better stay on P's and Q's with the Lord and just ask the Lord to stay rocking with you. All right. All right.